Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. We've got a familiar waiting for us. I can't recognize whose it is just by looking at it from this view. It might be Jasmine's crab with the logs on its back. I'm not entirely sure. But let's see who it is. Oh, it's a turtle. I don't believe we've seen this one before. It's from Patrice! Fortuna. Not cool I had to learn you can get visitors now from someone other than you, I guess. I don't know if you're aware of the current state of things, but we need to talk. Patrice. Oh, Chapter 4, An Inquiry into Values. Things weren't as easy as you have them right now. Her and her grandchildren, I'm guessing? When I was about the age of little Michael here, I was already working. What did you do, Grandma? I spent most of my childhood helping my mom sew work clothes for the farmers. I wish I had a job already. I hate school and my allowance is miserable. You make more from your allowance than I made sewing clothes. I got paid 30 cents apiece. What? Then why did you even bother doing it? I had to help my mom. She was paid $2 apiece. But during those times, it was enough for us to get by. Why is everything more expensive now, Grandma? I don't think I'm ready to explain that. Ask your dad about inflation when you get home. Did your dad explain it to you? I'm afraid not. My dad died in the war back in Spain. He didn't have time to teach me much, besides how to use a knife and how to cook a mean paella. I love Grandma's yellow rice. You sure do, beautiful. I'll make some paella tomorrow. What do you say? Yes! Yes, yes! Why did you come to America, Yaya? First of all, this is not America. These are the United States. Okay. Why did you come to the U.S.? A couple of years after my dad was killed, my mom had to flee to France with me and your Auntie Fortuna to escape from the fascists. Then we moved to the U.S. What are fascists? Very mean people who don't like anyone who thinks differently from them, or simply is different. Are there any fascists in the U.S.? Too many, I'd say. Oh no! What are we going to do, Grandma? Don't worry about it. I'll protect you all. Yeah, tell us more stories about Aunt Fortuna. You know, this is the perfect place for it, since it was on this very beach I saw your aunt for the last time. It was here, where she died? I've told you 1,000 times. Your Aunt Fortuna didn't die. She went to live in the stars. Come on, Yaya, I'm old enough already. But it is true. We drove her here on a beautiful summer night, just the two of us and our friend Eva. I love Eva. She gives me candy. Yes, Eva's always been a sweetheart. Fortuna made a delicious pizza, and we opened a nice bottle of grape juice. So that was that same night, if we're talking about the same pizza. Wow. Wine. Oh, 'cause maybe when Fortuna was wishing on the stars, she wished to ascend? Yes, wine, Maria Fortuna. I want wine. That night there was this beautiful meteor shower. So the three of us made a wish. I asked for my sister to be happy. She wasn't happy? She had a good life here, but she needed more. Your auntie is magical. She's always had special powers. But this world wasn't ready for all she had to give. Out of the blue, she said, I want to be a witch. I'm scared. Shh, Michael, it's all right. She's a good witch. Then she got up and started walking towards the sea. The stars fell upon her from the sky, but also rose to embrace her from the bottom of the ocean. She walked until she disappeared into the water. She drowned then. No, she went to live in the stars. Don't make me repeat myself. Her body was never found, so she didn't drown. She's in a magical place now, watching over us. Why doesn't she come visit us? That I don't know, sweetheart. Oh my god, she looks so cool. And she looks old. She didn't de-age or anything. Fortuna looks young forever, and Patrice is an old woman, but it looks very cool on her. Hello, Fortuna. Oh no, you're upset. At this point, I'd say I'm more disillusioned than upset. When were you planning on telling me you can accept visitors? I don't see why we would be... You know what? It's been a long time since we've seen her. Maybe we will be snarky. And maybe there's bad blood between us. I don't know. I'll act it that way. I didn't know I had to report my every movement to you. Oh, don't worry. You've made that clear numerous times throughout multiple existences. What do I need to do for you to let your big sister in? Have I ever failed you? Patrice, come on. I've explained this to you too many times already. You are in. It's just that I don't like to be saved. And you're always too quick to make my own problems your own. I want you to be my friend, not my mom. Although, not even our mom intruded as much as you do. Oh, I know. Who do you think changed your diapers and took you to school? Not this again. Listen, it's been 2 centuries since I last saw you. Why don't we skip this part and cut to the tense and cordial conversation? Fine. How's work? Stupendous, I'd say. Oh, she's smiling. While you've been gone, we've managed to become one of the most popular publications among many covens. So she's still a journalist. Oh my god. We predicted that in the afterlife she would run a space magazine, and it came true. Oh my god. I even started overseeing a side editorial about magic technology, which has been a hit among witches of the Machina cult. 10 modules you won't be able to live without once you've installed them in your mech. I know, I'm not proud of those kinds of headlines, but they work wonders. I'm sure. I find them dumb too, but I gotta say, Cosmic Gazette's Top 5 Trinkets of the Week is one of my favorite sections. I know, we should stop trying to play it smart and embrace our love for random lists. For this year's special, we may even go full bait. Top 10 best lists in the cosmos. I'm looking forward to it. And to think I used to be a best-selling author back on Earth. How's Juliet doing? You still together? It's interesting. I didn't get the impression that Patrice was at all interested in women. She talked a lot about male partners, but I guess when you're a witch, your options are pretty closed. In terms of men, at least. In terms of women, you have all the pickings in the world, and it sounds like she found someone. How's Juliet doing? You still together? No, that had to end. Or maybe she's not happy. Oops. We broke up about 50 years ago. What happened? She went and joined the arbitrage office willingly. Can you believe it? Whoa, why did she do that? She was overwhelmed by what being a witch implies. All that freedom, the directionlessness. She depended a lot on me to decide how to use her time, but I'm not the kind to become anyone's conductor. She was fine whenever she was busy, but every time I needed my space, she had severe episodes of anxiety and depression. She knew she was hurting us both, so in the end her solution was to forgo her freedom. From what she's told me in her letters, becoming an arbiter gave her a mission and a purpose. What a shame. Well, whatever works, I guess. Existential dread is a widespread disease among witches. The irony of immortality. Huh. Are you still checking on your descendants? Nah, I got bored a couple of generations ago. What? It was important to me to veil over Maria, Fortuna, Eric, and Michael, and the rest. And I was genuinely curious about how they raised their children, what became of them all. I don't know, the ego trip of witnessing one's own legacy. Well, if you put it like that, maybe that is something you want to avoid. But at some point, it lost all meaning, just became voyeurism. Watching strangers go about their lives. They stopped talking about you, huh? Shut up. I know you too well. Prick. What about you? What have you done this time? What are you implying? Something embarrassing, dangerous, or illegal, I'm sure. Should we show her Abramar? I don't know how much we trust Patrice. I knew that we could trust Greta because she had a behemoth of her own. But especially because her former girlfriend is an arbiter now. And after what happened with Jasmine, I'm very apprehensive to tell anyone about Abramar, so I'm just gonna say an arbiter revised my sentence, that's all. Bullshit. You can't lie to me. I know something's off because otherwise I wouldn't have had to find out for myself that you regain visitation privileges. And what's more, that you have a brand new tarot. It's not tarot. Even worse. What have you done? There must be a reason you wanted me out of your hair. She's not gonna let it go. I'll show her. Fine. Abramar, show yourself. Holy fuck, Fortuna. A motherfucking behemoth? Pleased to meet you, Patrice. And it talks? What do you mean, it talks? We behemoths fucking invented languages. And I'm not an it. Please refer to me as he. What have you done, Fortuna? I did what I had to do to survive. Survive? This will get you executed. Erased from the cosmos. I was living death anyway. 200 years alone in this rock is worse than oblivion, Patrice. Who could blame you, really? Fucking Adana. We have to use the elections as an opportunity to save your ass. I can start by calling in some favors, see if we can get you in the running. Patrice. What? You're doing it again. Stop. We already got Dahlia on our side. I don't need to run. This is my mess. I can handle it. You can't handle shit. Look at the situation you've gotten yourself into. I've been a witch for decades longer than you. I don't need your lessons. You may have been my big sister back on Earth, but not anymore. In fact, you're the little sister now. Know your place. Oh my god. What did you just say, you ungrateful piece of shit? You heard me. It's my turn to protect you. Just by colluding with me on this behemoth issue, you could be punished too. I didn't even tell my best friends. That's why I didn't want to get you involved. The fucking nerve. I don't need your help. The sooner you get that into your head, the better. Why did you turn me into a witch then? I did not turn you into a witch. You were destined to become one. How many times do we have to go over this? I just read the cards. Wait. You don't read the cards anymore, do you, Fortuna? What? Oh my god. Are you alright? I did turn you into a witch. Oh my god, oh my god. I'm so sorry, Patrice. What are you on about? What, you're sorry now? What's going on? Oh shit, you're bone cancer. Oh shit, all my fucking life. Fortuna, easy. I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. I recently learned something about my divination that, well, it changes everything. What is going on? I'm not a reader. I'm a writer. What the hell does that mean? Adana's corpse visited me recently. She told me why she sent me into exile and why she took away my deck. I'm not seeing the future, I'm deciding it. Forging what's ahead. I killed you. Whoa, slow down. First of all, we were kids. You're not responsible for my fate, no matter the forces behind it. I gave you fucking cancer. Hey, shut it. I had a great life. If not cancer, it would have been a truck or the aftermath of all the drugs I did. I do not hold you accountable for any of that. Still, I'm so sorry. And then, you're right, you've always been right. I turned you into a witch, I couldn't bear you dying, and I dragged your soul into space. Well, I do hold you accountable for that. Not that I hate it being a witch, it beats eternal slumber. I wonder what her specialty is. I'm not getting a hint of it from her design. I see a lot of these gold circles, these coins. Oh right, I forgot. She runs a magazine. Duh, I'm stupid. Forget I said anything. She's a writer. Okay. However, I think you owe me. You must let me in. You wanted me back in your life so bad, you pulled me out of death's embrace. Now own it. This is too much, Patrice. I don't want to read the cards anymore. The responsibility is overwhelming. Listen. I see how your powers present quite an ethical conundrum. But we're not on Earth anymore. I haven't met a single witch that isn't fucking overpowered and exploiting her abilities to satisfy her ambitions. You're like a super witch, so what? Use your powers to do good, or whatever. I don't know, Patrice. Moreover, I believe you should act on it, like that spider guy that Eva liked. Having great power and not using it is irresponsible. Oh, she's talking about Spider-Man. Okay. It doesn't go like that. I guess he would have been a new invention in the comics around the time they ascended. No? Well, you get me. But where do I draw the line? Case by case. I know you're a good person. I'm not afraid of letting you temper with fate. Read the cards for me, come on. Really? What about? Read into my end. What? No! Come on, we all have an expiry date. Even witches. Write me a beautiful death. Patrice. You know, being aware of how I was meant to die gave me superpowers back when I was immortal. It was weird, but I missed that powerful dread. Please, Fortuna, grant me illumination once again. Alright. I love you, Patrice. I love you too. Here we are again. But let me tell you, this is the last time you make me read into your end. You get reincarnated or whatever, you deal with the pain of being alive like the rest of us. Deal. Wait. How does this new deck of yours work? For you, it's going to be the same. Mechanically speaking, it's just like tarot. But I crafted this deck myself, capturing arcana inside the cards. So I can fine-tune my style of divination and don't need to be so dependent on the classic tarot symbols. Wow, cool. Okay, show me what you've got. Oh god, please be a good card, please be a good card. Accept defeat. Consciousness of the many selves. The hero inspires us to achieve the impossible. The essence of those who fight for what's important. Inner desire. Guardian, ego, mercy, wellness, alliance, courage. That sounds pretty good. You will ascend one more time. Goddess of inspiration, and will only be able to interact with this plane through signs and revelations. Cosmic orgy doesn't fit with this card. You will fall in love with a mortal poet. Oh no. Oh, you will witness the end of this universe and perish along with whoever remains to experience the end of it all. This one matches the best. It's all about, like, multiple selves. And, you know, she's the hero here is dying, but she could be reborn through one of the many other people, many other versions of herself watching herself from the towers. So that kind of reminds me of, you know, a third chance at life, you know? You will ascend one more time. You'll become a goddess of inspiration. That kind of makes me think of the water jugs. And will only be able to interact with this plane through signs and revelations. Really? You gotta be kidding me. Let me rest in peace for once, for God's sake. I thought you always wanted to be a goddess. Please, I'm a goddess already, bitch. I know. Can you change it? I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. The cards let me access a selection of possible futures, and I scry through them. Can you see how much time I have left? Nope, I'm sorry. But if it didn't come up in the reading, then it's not going to happen anytime soon. Well, that'll have to do then. So, what do you think of my new deck? It's pretty cool, yeah? I was a bit fed up with tarot, to be honest. Yeah, me too, now that I think about it. It'll take more time to get bored of these cards since I can keep producing new ones. The illustrations, do you make them yourself? They're pretty cool. I composed them with existing arcana, but they leave a lot of room for creativity, which is my favorite part about this game. I love the ability for creative expression that, it's kind of like, it makes me think of like the games Wander Song and Chicory, where, you get the ability to sing notes and dance whenever you want, or paint whatever you want. But here, there's like mechanical repercussions to your creation, so it's extra cool. I love stuff in games like that. I don't know, it's fun. It is so much fun. And it gives this game like endless replay value too, which, God, I'm gonna have to replay it at some point on my own, I feel like. Happy to hear you're having a good time. Okay, we've dealt with my own demise. What do you say we focus on avoiding yours now? Here we go again. Fine, what do you have in mind? I want you to run for leader. What? No! I already promised Dahlia! I'm deadly serious. When I learned that Idana died and the coven needed a new leader, I automatically thought of you. Your divination makes you the perfect candidate. That's why it pissed me off extra to discover that you could receive visitors this late. We've already lost a lot of time that we could have put into preparing your campaign. I'm sorry about that, but anyway. Dahlia and Jasmine are already running, my best friends. So? They called dibs on the seat or what? Things will get too tense if I decide to run now. They'll have to deal with it. For God's sake, we're all centuries old. I demand a certain degree of maturity from all of us. You have exactly the same right to run for leader. That's fine and all, but I already told Dahlia I'd help her become the next leader. What a pity. Let's hope she takes it well when you tell her you're running for leader yourself. I'm getting a feeling here. The third term of the contract that we signed, we wanted rivalry and conflict in our lives. We wanted to always be the best. And I feel like this might be playing into that. I don't know. We had Fortuna say she wanted a little friction in her life, so I don't think I'm gonna make her resist this anymore. She'll be angry for about 5 minutes, but it'll be okay. Perfect. Game's on. You're gonna make a great leader, trust me. You're not the first one to tell me I make a great leader. You all are gonna make me believe I should do it. You should. You must. I'll help you. First order of business is to define a program. I'm gonna do some scouting, and I'll come back with a picture of the current political landscape. Then we can decide where we stand on the hottest topics. Okay, this is all moving so fast. Don't worry, I'll make it easy for you. See you in a bit. Get your deck in order, relax a bit, and we'll set everything in motion when I come back. Cool, see you later. Bye. What a bossy sister. Tell me about it. The air seal didn't seem to make a dent on her. I'm a bit disappointed in my magic. We've come a long way. There's no magic in this universe that's gonna make my sister afraid of me. I'm beginning to think I sided with the wrong sister. Shut up. So, shit is getting real. Are you excited? As a matter of fact, I am. I never would have guessed I'd end up tangled in politics. But I'll use this opportunity to stop complaining and start doing. You're about to become someone's Adana, aren't you? I want to think that I'll handle things with justice, but yeah, you never know who you're about to piss off. Okay then, what do you need me to do? What do you mean? For example, do you want me to deliver a letter to summon Dahlia and Jasmine to let them hear about your final stance? No, game's on. Better to catch them off balance. Oh damn, you're more ready for politics than I thought. That's harsh, but it's the attitude of a winner, all right. I respect Dahlia and Jasmine enough to know that I have to employ every resource at hand to defeat them. That's all. Suit yourself. I'm glad you let Patrice know about me. You don't have to worry, she's loyal. Oh, I'm not worried. On the contrary, I'm eager to team up with her. Team up? Come on, you have the behemoth on your side, and you were planning on not using me during the campaign? Just let your sister know about my skills. I'm sure she'll put them to good use. I can spy on opponents, dig up some dirt, spin the cosmic wheel a bit in our favor, you know. Okay, I guess that's a great resource. But don't you do anything without her approval. Absolutely. It may not look like it, but I'm a team player. Yeah, sure. I think I'm going to lay down for a bit now. I need some rest before facing the mess I've gotten myself into. Talk to you later. Oh, we finally drew this card. You dream about, you are flying a plane made of seashells and colorful feathers. You land inside a frozen volcano and pick some rocks to install into your ship that make it fly faster. Then you race against wind spirits and can't stop laughing. Cool. You know what? I kind of want to read more interactive fiction, now that I know that it gives me energy. That seems quite the valuable resource. I'll pick an interactive tale at random from my collection. Tickles by Emma Rios. Back and forth, this wooden husk I take my naps in, wandered adrift in an endless, merciless sea. Swayed by fate, we both aspired to meet a destination. For that, we survived storms, dodged leviathans, ignored declines, hunger, and thirst. Is that our companion, or is that us, the skeleton? Inspiration burnt our souls, making us survive by and for desire. But the infinite happiness of meeting a goal doesn't last long. Now here I lays, longing for a reawakening. I think the messenger is back, but maybe it's just my mind playing tricks on me again. This little friend is a dissonant note in the everyday routine of doing nothing, barely feeling and being bored to death. Once it even tickled. In truth, it's been days since I could move my limbs, since I started feeling so exhausted. I can but lie underneath the sun, and wait for a less blinding starry night, stirred by somehow noticing another living being close. The little bird lights me up inside. I gave this friend the title of Hope Bringer, in anticipation of a well-earned rest shorewards on more quiet grounds. The wet valley trickled me into believing I'm a mariner, one that has seen better days. However, any recollection of my past keeps fading fast. I'm lucky I can still listen. The sea teaches you to let things flow. The tide goes up and down, but every drop has to go ashore at some point to kiss the dry land. My boat did it recently, so say the mute whispers of the waves, and the storm, and the wood finally crackling and stumbling upon a sandbank. A kiss is a bit too passionate for my taste. I wonder if I have ever kissed someone. I like kissing gently. Haha, look at this. All this drama. My old self still tries to spur their memories. I'm adrift, but happy to have missed the whole intensity of the wreckage. The numbness in my limbs keeps the pain at bay, but they can still tickle. Isn't touch nice? Feeling another fellow, even scarcely, like those little claws grazing softly all over me. If only I could touch its feathers to return such a beautiful gift. If only a friend could still be within my grasp. Please tell me, little bird, should I endure or should I give up? I'm graced. There are so many things I still yearn for. To feel alive, I only need to let go of the tissues and tendons that bind me, unstick myself from these bones. Look at me, little bird, I cheat the laws of gravity. Hush, hush, stupid turnstone bird. Isn't there enough fish in the sea that you didn't eat from a corpse? Oh my god, that's a woman talking. Look at all this mess. She doesn't seem to notice me. Should I start a conversation? It would be very rude otherwise. Excuse me, miss. My voice crawls out of my throat, as broken as the rest of what's left of me. These deadened senses don't allow me to properly introduce myself, but... Why do I suddenly sound so eerie? Ah! A talking ghost! Oh no! I made this poor woman jump in fright. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. Whoa, is she trying to hit me with her stick? Please, put your cane away. Be careful of who you startle to death, Spooky. What a witch I am. Since when can a simple shadow catch me off guard? Listen, ghost, I put a hex on my crone's heart. If it jumps out of this chest, our arteries will have your sobs strangled in eternal pain. What? Okay. She keeps waving that staff. She truly wants to kill me. Please stop. Don't hurt me, I beg you. We are trouble, you know, old hags. Why is this person threatening me? What did I do to her? I meant you no harm, I swear. Who's terrified now, ghost? Not this old crow. It's been a while since my last exorcism, but at least I haven't lost my touch. I was merciless when I was young, feared on both sides of existence. Not for power, not for greed, not by choice. The world and the underworld both hate magic. Nonetheless, I cared and committed to educate losers who wouldn't let me live my life on my own terms. Far and wide, ignorance makes one arrogant, daring, cruel, a goddamn cretin. I was enduring. Then I became hell. What reason was there to let their bitter fear erase who I am? Call me a hoodlum. I made them all cursed. I'm so scared myself. Are you, imp? Serves you right. Please, I need help. I don't know what's happening to me. Why do I speak this weirdly? Wait, don't tell me. You called me a ghost. Am I truly... Shit. Oh gods, oh gods. Indeed, it looked way too shaken for a creature from the afterlife. The poor fellow may have just died. It doesn't happen very often, but the phantom amnesia can turn the coldest assassin into a pure, gentle mind. Unaware of any harm they may have done, of any pain they may have suffered, of any mistake to feel remorse over. Ghosts become too sensitive for this world. Hey, don't cry. Please don't cry. I was a bit of a bully. I got scared and I overreacted. You're so translucent I could barely see you. Not all of us are the considerate type. Old people don't give a shit. We forget to be nice. There's something more pathetic than a necromancer losing her shit. Oh, so she's a necromancer? A necromancer feeling embarrassed. For that I am sorry. No, it's my fault. I can't see very well either. Everything feels so confusing. If I offended you, I apologize. Far be it from me to hurt anyone. A skiff with a rotting passenger that happens to be well-mannered and gentle. It's all cool, don't worry. Unbinding this poor fool is going to be more difficult than I thought. You're kind. My kind, she just said. See the world just like we see you, blurrily. That's why you get lost so often. I must be levitating over my corpse. Do I reek? I'm sure I do. I can't even smell the sea. This is so embarrassing. Is it normal for the departed to feel benumbed? Fate always takes its toll on our senses, little ghost. Look at me, 1 foot in the grave, and yet my brain furiously believes I'm still in my 20s. How can I compare myself? This poor soul is dead. Stinky, rotten, beyond repair. Trying to grasp a glimpse of existence for a reason. To finish something, to claim our desire, perhaps to be still worthy of being loved. Actually, I can't remember how old I was when... Age is irrelevant, Spooky. There's only one way to die a peaceful death, and that is to choose it yourself. For the rest of us, there's always something. A dream, a promise, something to make amends for. Witches or ghosts, we are all... Alright, so... My thought is if it's from the ghost POV, I'm going to say graced. But when it's from the witch's POV, I'm going to say cursed. We are all cursed. We can't help it, my friend. The living and the dead, we are all adrift in the wild. She just called me her friend. If I had a heart, I would have skipped a beat. Whether it's for little pleasures or trials to overcome, the living and the dead treasure every second of consciousness. How could you not be a form of life? I'm but a fool. An old hag trying to cheer up a specter by getting depressed herself. Would you mind if I smoke? Oh no, not at all. I couldn't stop thinking about my body smelling. Ha! Aren't you an anxious one? What a dumb thing to worry about. She's so kind. Pretty cool. Smoking fancily right beside me, like the heroine of the story. I could blush. Tell me something about you, little ghost. Your voice comes along with a strange echo that tickles in my ears and reverberates a somewhat sweet melancholy. It feels akin to my own sadness. Wow, now I'm blushing. Oh, thanks. Wait, why am I taking this as a compliment? I thought my voice sounded truly awkward. I think it's beautiful. Even if she's only trying to be kind, I feel so relieved. How long has it been since someone was nice to me? A sadness akin, a final memory to treasure. There's not so much I can tell. I've been conscious all this time, but also forgetful. I made it here thanks to a little friend, but now that I have acknowledged myself, I feel I have lost my bird forever. Damn, I'm such a stupid woman. I sent your bird away because it was eating from you. I'm sorry. No problem. My flesh is not very healthy. Was that supposed to make me feel better, Spooky? Can I ask you something? Sure, whatever you want. Are you here to vanish me? Oof. The first rule of this job was never sympathize with ghosts. Don't worry, I'm not in a position to rebel. I'm stranded in a dead sea in which it is impossible to sink, but it is also terrifying to put a foot forward. Wasn't that poetic? I have a soft spot for artists. I'm a sea witch. It's my job to take care of the ones like you. I must pull out the ribs protecting your heart to make a broth in salt water. I must press the branch of a willow to whack your boat with. I must bury you under the tree so its roots tie your spirit forever. I understand. I can only be a burden for those I would be sharing this fainting dead with. No, you understand nothing, Spooky. I am discarded myself, forsaken by people I loved who willingly traded me for busy lives and for feeling invulnerable. I have at least 5 years left. I am in a position to rebel. If I had breath, she'd have taken it away. I wish ghosts couldn't cry. It feels so embarrassing. Hey, again, there's no need to be this dramatic. I didn't want to. I'm graced. I'm sorry. I don't want to be sad. She offers me her hand. But I'm still stuck in an abyss of blurry lines and fading spots. Your face is but a painful silhouette I wish I could recognize. And I can't stop trembling. Fair enough. I meant to be altruistic, but I was doing it for myself, to ease my own compassion. Don't worry, dear. To live is to have a choice. I am dead. Can I truly choose to cease to exist? Her hand feels so warm. You are alive to me, and I can totally walk you peacefully into oblivion. Alright, I got some earth and some air. Okay. That was long, but it was good. Very well written. It was a little hard sometimes to tell who was speaking, but I think I figured it out most of the time. Really nice little story. You know, I've played games like this before where they have, like, oh, these optional stories you can read, and they were bad. So that's why I didn't want to read the interactive fiction here, but that was good. I like it. Alright, let's go check in with Patrice. Everything is set to go. Get your shit in order because it's about to get real. Let me know when you're ready and we'll review the program and campaign plan. Not yet. Let's make another card. Alright, we have our pick. How about we do the Red Strings Club? cursed cocktail bar that takes the soul of whoever owns it hostage in exchange for supernatural abilities to read into the customer's souls. That's not a reference to another game at all. We could just use the bartender, but I don't know. Oh, we have access to the coppersmith. That's a super arcana. We could use it. I don't know if it goes with the Red Strings Club, but you know what? It doesn't go with the Red Strings Club, so he knows that time is a sea and not a line. He's on a quest to make the universe equal and just for every life form. Juno Rai. Cool. And then let's make this air heavy. I'm thinking, so the astronaut wants to make things right for everyone, and he does that. He does that by being in this bar and reading people's emotions. And then he writes those things in the Arbiter's book. How about that? Very air heavy. I like it. Should he be behind the bar? At the entrance by the jukebox? How about we have him standing by the jukebox with the book on the table, on the bar, and the quill in his hand. Oh, the quill is already here. Let's bring that forward. The quill in his hand. Do you want him to have a scary face or a guy face? Let's have him be an alien. Yeah, that's cool. And the bar is filled with these moths. Nah. That's cool, right? Empty words. Well, Fortuna, are you listening? Look into their souls, ripe with the loneliness of the one who left their planet, an avatar of discovery and exploration. The Arbiter's book puts this revelation in front of many eyes. Introspection, guide, discovery, yearning, passion, temptation. Fortuna, are you listening? I'm guessing that might be a reference to Red Strings Club. I'm not sure. So this is all about discovery. It's about self-reflection, like some of the other water-heavy cards, but it's an introspection that announces itself for the world to see. That's kind of what I get from that. All right, Patrice, let's get started. This can be another longer episode. That story took up a lot of time, and I want some progression. All right, let's go. I want some story progression. Come on. How are you? Ready, focused. Good. Hold on to that fuel. Did you meet with Jolly and Jasmine? No. How come? I wanted to catch them off balance. Whoa, I didn't think you had it in you. But that's good news for the race, I guess. Okay, allow me to give you a rundown of what's ahead. We have to define a program and a plan. First, we'll analyze our opponents, and I'll interview you to see where we stand on the main issues. Then we'll sketch and review a program. Once we get to something solid, we'll form a team and schedule some campaign actions to get the ball rolling. The date for the election Congress hasn't been decided yet, but we're against the clock as of now. All clear? Yes. Good. First of all, did someone tell you about the 5 pillars of the coven? You know, judgment, law enforcement, forbidden arts, mortal affairs, and witch duties. Do you need me to explain them to you? I know about them, you can skip the explanation. I think I remember all that stuff. Good, let's start dissecting our rivals then. Who do you want to start with? Jasmine. Understood. Jasmine was born in a small English town during the Industrial Revolution circa 1800. Oh, she's British. I should have given her a British accent. That put her in a cultural sweet spot for amassing the sympathies of the coven. She's a young witch in the eyes of the eldest, medieval and ancient witches, but not so alien as us contemporary witches with our world wars, TV, internet, and other global lunacies. Jasmine got along with us, but is also part of the last decent generation, according to the most conservative witches. Her politics are a liberal revision of Adana's, removing the most tyrannical mechanisms by reducing punishment and responsibilities. That will maintain the status quo, but give more room for individualism and personal enterprise, free from so many duties and the fear of failure. Whoa, how did you manage to get all that info in so little time? Enjoying the perks of having a journalist sister now, huh? Now focus. Her program to achieve this is, judgment will be performed by a quorum of the 4 eldest witches and agreement with the leader. That is the sweetest candy of her program for the old lot. Enforcement will work with the system of strikes. She hasn't specified how many yet, but should a witch accumulate enough warnings, she will be expelled from the coven. Way less radical than exile, and the worst case scenario is the freedom to start anew elsewhere. Regarding forbidden arts, she won't change a thing. Anything deemed dangerous by the eldest witches will be banned. Then, for mortal affairs, Jasmine proposes a model of protection and guidance. What is good for humanity? What should we protect them from? I guess that'll be determined by the quorum of the eldest. Lastly, as for witch duty, she proposes a policy of no vigilance. Jasmine argues that we should trust every sister will have the coven's interests in mind, and that there's no need to evaluate or impose duties on any member. And of course, regarding the trending topic, Jasmine wants the coven to devour Adana's corpse so we all become more powerful. Take a minute to interiorize Jasmine's program. Sure. Wow, she explained it in a very succinct way. I liked it. Done? Done. We heard all that already. It's just nice to hear someone other than Jasmine explain it. Perfect, so tell me now. What do you think is the best strategy to undermine her program? These plans benefit the powerful and forsake novices. Interesting. If we adopt this strategy, we may polarize the coven's opinion, but it's the truth. But in the long run, we can gather the support of the young and weak, plus the support of the most compassionate elders. It may do the trick. Good. Now to assess the candidate herself. Let's use your privileged info on Jasmine. What would you say is Jasmine's strongest point? She's the pillar of the community. Yeah, she's a little narc. So I would say she's a pillar of the community. That's the diplomatic way of saying it. She helps and provides for many people with her garden and has many contacts and friends. That sure puts her ahead in the race from the very start. It'll be hard to win people's trust in Jasmine over to our side. We'll need to undermine her capabilities as a leader and reinforce her status as a community provider so she stays like that, rather than as a ruler. Now to her flaws. What would you say is Jasmine's weakest point? Vanity. She worries too much about appearances. Yeah, we've seen that. She could be critical of Adana in private, but she's always like, I would never say this in front of anyone else. So she cares about how she appears to everyone else. So if we manage to dig up some dirt on her, we're sure to break her composure. It'll be good to do some investigating and see if we can find something to throw her off her game. Good to know. I feel so bad doing this. Toughen up, Fortuna. Her advisors will be doing the same about you, no doubt. Plus, these are emergency resources. If we play our cards right, we can hope for a clean victory. Focus on bringing your best game, and I won't have to push any ugly buttons. Talk about pressure. Shall we go over Dahlia now? Yeah, sure. Dahlia is not from Earth. On our home planet, politics have evolved and twisted more than anywhere else in the explored universes. She comes from the demonic desert lands, where matriarchy-based warlordism and chieftainship are the primary form of organization even nowadays. I'm not saying to underestimate her, but we can expect her to not be well prepared to navigate the intricacies of a political campaign. On the other hand, Dahlia's politics seem to be very different from her homeworld's. From what I've gathered, her focus seems to be collectivizing the Coven's duties and responsibilities, distributing the Coven's power horizontally. Level the playing field is practically her slogan. The program to achieve this is judgment by referendum. Dahlia argues that in a community this compact, we should have to account for every member's input, regardless of their background or preparation. Enforcement, none whatsoever. She believes in amicable resolution. And should dialogue fail, she wants to leave the matter in the hands of the arbitrage office. Her point being that we don't need to police ourselves when you already have the magical pact. Forbidden arts, allow free access to any kind of magic and control them through education, not banning. Mortal affairs, cut all ties with mortals. Dahlia believes we're too privileged to be messing with people's lives. She thinks we should leave them be and focus on the cosmic and the magical. Witch duties, magical tax. Have every member of the Coven share a percentage of their magical output to pool resources for the benefit of the clan. And finally, she believes we should scatter Adana's remains so more witches can ascend and our Coven can become more diverse. As you can see, Dahlia is betting on a kind-hearted community that requires goodwill to work. Almost utopic, I say. What do you think is the best strategy to undermine her program? Points out the failure of communism on Earth. No way. I don't want to undermine it. I like her program, but I mean, if we're looking... Okay, I'm gonna put myself in Fortuna's shoes here. I, personally, like Dahlia's program and think it would be better than whatever Fortuna has to put out. But Fortuna wants to win. And I think the best way to win is to expose her naivete. Faith in good intentions is ridiculous. Good one. The ideal community she wants to paint a picture of isn't a reality. We'll focus on conveying that to the rest of the Coven. Okay, now, let's capitalize on your intimate knowledge about your rival. What would you say is Dahlia's strongest point? Her overwhelming charisma and the confidence she projects. Yeah, if this were a popularity contest, she'd have the upper hand. I'm sure her campaign will kick off with a lot of momentum. We can't hope to defeat her on any revolutionary grounds. We'll have to play on your intelligence and mysticism to get a bite of her cake. Alright, what about her weaknesses? What is Dahlia's most critical flaw? I mean, if politics work very differently on her home planet than they do here, I would say I don't want to call her out for being radical. Because hopefully Fortuna would implement some of the same ideas. But she's green when it comes to debating politics or philosophy. That's a very exploitable flaw. We should aim to have as many exchanges with Dahlia as possible and defeat her dialectically. Send as many challenging questions as we can her way. Force her to make public statements on hairy topics. She's likely to sabotage herself if we overwhelm her with complex dilemmas. Is this really necessary? Yeah. I feel so bad about this. I have the suspicion that this politics stuff wouldn't be happening if we hadn't signed that third seal with competition. But this is where we are. So, this is what we're going to have to do. It's your call, but if we don't exploit your opponent's flaws, it'll make it less likely for you to become the next leader. Politics are ugly, I know. But also, let me tell you, you should expect the same from your rivals. Friends or not, I'm sure they won't be pulling any punches. Be ready. I'm already regretting this. But sure, whatever, I'll handle it. Alright, now for the third candidate. What? There's more? Of course, no one told you? No, who is it? No one truly thinks she poses any threat to Dahlia or Jasmine, but she is a candidate nonetheless. We should study her. I believe this dark horse has a chance of surprising us all. Tell me who it is already, come on. Patrice, the historian witch. Not anyone we've heard of yet. The eldest witch in our coven, she precedes even Adana. Patrice is originally from Earth, but ascended way before humanity started even writing. Wow. She has an infallible memory. All events get registered inside her tree rings. She's been a really valuable source for the Cosmic Gazette. Patrice has helped us many times with our articles. The thing is that she's always played a secondary role in the coven, just supporting us with her wisdom. But apparently, Patrice isn't a fan of change and isn't happy with the direction Jasmine or Dahlia want to take the coven, so for the first time she's running for leader. Her program is easy to sum up. She wants to keep things exactly as Adana left them. Moreover, she advocates for preserving Adana's corpse as some sort of oracle, to keep using her as a channel to consult with the gods and to set the direction for the coven. Wow, fuck Patrice. Fuck her program in any case. I know Patrice personally, and she is very kind and helpful. But yes, no one wants the ghost of Adana to keep ruling over us. She has very few supporters, all among the eldest, but I wouldn't underestimate her. Patrice has this special mystical aura about her. Combined with her vast knowledge, she's sure to impress many voters during the campaign. Depending on how gruesome the race gets, we could scare some of the most conservative witches into switching sides from Jasmine to Patrice. I see. As long as we don't underestimate Patrice and keep her in check, it should all be fine, though. Understood. Alright, are you ready to start defining our program? Do you want to take a break? Let's take a break. I've been recording for long enough. Alright, I'll stay here reviewing our options. Let me know when you're ready to move on. Alright. I'm going to pause here. I'm glad she gave me a break. It's almost like they kept Let's Players in mind for this. So, wow, we're getting real in the weeds here. This is surprising to me. Not what I expected when Patrice showed up. Very interesting all the same, though. Unfortunately, we didn't do a lot of card reading today. We did get to make a card, at the very least, so... yeah. So, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more The Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood.